Hello everybody, this is Adam here for Astrings, and we are at the Vintage Guitar Event weekend here at Chapter Arts Cardiff, and I am honoured to be joined by Mr. Gordon Giltrap.
Hello, it's an honour to be here
How
and a thrill to chat with you.
We haven't started yet.
It'll
soon turn south. How has your weekend been?
Oh, it's been lovely. I've had a great time. It's great because I'm a guitar fanatic anyway, but to spend time with friends like John Etheridge and Ray Burley and Carrie Martin, it's just a joy, you know.
Yeah.
We don't get a chance to, particularly with John. I haven't seen John for yonks, and to spend time with him and to make music together, like we did last night with the three of us was just great. I've had a great time. Thank you for inviting me.
So we're here with obviously our friends JHS and Vintage. Mm-hmm. Now, for you, how did the Vintage relationship start? How did that all sort of come to be?
It's quite a long story, but I try and keep it as short as possible. The managing director, the boss of JHS, is a man called Dennis Drum. I'd known Dennis years ago when he was a humble salesman in a shop in southeast London called Len Styles, and I lived up the road there. It is my main shop. I bought my first proper guitar from Len Styles when I was 15, 16, a Hofner Verithin, and my first decent acoustic that I recorded my first album with, I bought from that shop. So that's how I knew Dennis.
Right.
But I bumped into him in Ivan Morant's shop in London, and we were just chatting about guitars. And I said to him, I actually got one of your guitars. It was a vintage resonator, tricone resonator, which I'd used on a track of an album. And I said, I've got to tell you, I think your stuff's really great value for money. I don't know how you do it, but it's good stuff, and I respect you for doing what you're doing. He said, how do you fancy us making you a signature model? So I thought about it. I thought long and hard about it for about 3 seconds. And I said, yeah, that'd be really, really great. And came up with the idea of presenting him with a guitar that was made by one of the prominent guitar makers in this country, Rob Armstrong, an absolute genius. And he made a guitar which I'd been using a lot, and I said, look, what about cloning this guitar? So I sent Dennis a photograph of it. He said, yep, love it. Let's get the guitar off to China. Let's get them to analyse it and X-ray it and do whatever they do.
Yeah. And
the end result was this. This is the third in the series. This is the Gordon Giltrap Signature Deluxe guitar. It's a fabulous instrument. What makes it fabulous? Many things make it fabulous. I mean, apart from the sound. But in terms of value for money, this Fishman Rare Earth pickup, I think they've got to be £300. He wanted to buy one of these on its own. The machine heads, gold-plated Grover machine heads, great machine heads, some of the best you can get. Greatly geared, keeps the thing in tune, positive tuning. Then we come to the wood, solid cedar top, solid rosewood back, laminated rosewood back on the sides for strength, ebony fingerboard, which is a sign of luxury, ebony bridge, abalone inlay, abalone round here, and it comes with a beautiful Kinman case, which is, I guess, to buy about £80. And I think at the show at the moment, you could buy one of these. In fact, you could buy this guitar for £650. Unbelievable value. In terms of its quality and its sound, you could triple that price. Quadruple it, because it's got a great sound. And the one I was using last night was the first one they sent me. It was it wasn't a prototype; it was the first production model. Yeah. And I'm still playing it. But this is one straight off the stand. Yeah. And that's how it came about. That's the story.
Right. So it was a model that you'd had for yourself.
Yes, indeed. Yes. So this is the Rob Armstrong inspired. It's got the A logo inside with my signature. Do you want to hear what it sounds like?
Absolutely.
Should I do a little strumming on it? This is in a dad-gad tuning, D-A-D-G-A-D. D-A-D-G-A-D. They call it Celtic tuning. Developed and discovered by the great Davy Graham, the late great Davy Graham. It's an old trick, and sometimes it works.
Thank you, that was amazing. So we have your guitar in our shop in A-Strings, and one of the first things that we noticed when we picked it up and tried it was the neck width. Now, we were just chatting very quickly, that's something that was sort of on there by design.
Yeah, it was. Basically, they cloned the guitar as it was, and it does have a slightly wider neck, which I like. But the interesting thing is, you'd notice the top nut, the strings are actually placed further into the fingerboard. I suppose theoretically, if I had this guitar, I would probably change the slotting on the top mate to make it a bit wider, get the full width. But all that aside, I could play it as it is anyway. That's just me being fussy. Because every guitar player, I'm sure you pickers out there know, that you get a guitar, you adjust it to the way you like it, to the gauge of string you want, the action you want. You make it your own. You know, you bond with it, you make it your own. You very rarely buy a guitar straight off the shelf and play it as you like it. You probably have a set of strings on it you don't like, they're too heavy, they're too light, they're whatever. But an instrument is what you make it at the end of the day. But the width of the neck, yeah, I do like a wide fingerboard. I suppose I'm basically very much more of a classical player than a standard acoustic player. And it's got a quite chunky neck as well. But I'm not fussed about necks, you know. People say, oh, I can't play that, the neck's a bit chunky. You think, well, just get on with it. You know, just play it. Does it sound good? Do you like the sound of it? Yeah, great. How does it feel under the fingers? Great. Well, play it.
Yeah.
You know, people get so fussy, they get so pernickety. At the end of the day, it's not the instrument, it's you who's playing it. It's you as a player that has to get the sound out of the guitar. It's all in the fingers, folks. But you know that. I'm not telling you anything you don't know already.
Interestingly, Ray said a very similar thing. His signature classical, he had the neck altered. The prototype was a little bit too wide. But he said exactly the same thing. He said, if I'd had a week with it, it would have stayed like this because I would have gotten used to exactly how this neck worked.
Yeah. Of course you do. You just, if you like the sound, if it inspires you and pushes you on as a player, because that's the watchword here, is inspiration. If an instrument inspires you, it will make you play better. Why? Because you want to play it more. If you play it more, the next thing you think, wow, I've been doing 4 hours practice here, I didn't realise. Because you don't look at it as practice, you look at it because you're in the moment, you're immersed in the sound. It's a meditation, you're taken somewhere else. Yeah. That's what a good guitar should do.
So, this was your first signature with Vintage, is that right?
Yeah, this is the third. This was the third in the range. The first one was called the GG 2000.
Okay.
And that had, again, a cedar top. It had a sort of a laminated mahogany back and sides, rosewood fingerboard and bridge, and had a built-in pickup, which was nice. Nice sounding guitar. There's lots of clips on YouTube of me playing that very model, and it sounds great. Nothing wrong with it at all. What makes this one special? My friend David Mead, who reviewed this guitar for Guitarist magazine, he said this is the Gordon Giltrap model, but it's gone to finishing school. It's come out and it's more refined. You've got better woods, you've got better inlay. It's a bit more fancy, a bit more luxurious, and you've got the fancy pickup as well. But the very first model still sounds great. I know a lot of people have bought it, and I play it, and I tend to forget how good it was. Because once I got this, I didn't play the other one, so I found new homes for that. I thought I only need one guitar. Yeah. But this is the deluxe is the one. It's the creme de la creme of the range.
So in the range, what have we got altogether? Because there's quite a few now, isn't there?
There are. The first one was the GG2000. Then they brought out a 12-string version.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is nice, but it wasn't the maker's idea. Dennis Drum said, "Why don't we do a 12-string version?" So we did, or they did. The problem with it is it's 14 frets to the body. It wasn't strutted as a 12-string to be tuned up to concert pitch. So when I meet people who bought that 12-string, I say, please, don't tune it up to concert pitch. A 12-string sounds far better. It's tuned a tone or a tone and a half below concert. The strings vibrate more and it starts to sound like what we all know and love about the 12-string, that big jangly sound. Listen to Paul Brett playing a 12-string. He's the master of the 12-string. That's what it should sound like. So we had the first one, the 2000, then the 12-string, then they brought out a mahogany model, right? Then they brought out this model. Now, they then discontinued the mahogany model, and that was an error. And then Paul Smith said, I think we should reintroduce it, and they have done. And I'm very delighted to say that, and I'm going to share this with you, it's very special to me because it's dedicated to the memory of my son who passed away a few months ago. So it's the JG model, the Jamie Giltrap model. He didn't play guitar, but he was a very well famous and a legendary drum and bass DJ called Tango. He worked with people like Goldie. And it's only since his passing I've realised the magnitude of his popularity, of his genius, of his talent. And very proud. He's picked up a bit of the old man's talent, I think, and taken it somewhere else. Yeah. So it's going to be a very special guitar to me when that's out. We've seen the photographs from the factory, and I can't wait to get it.
And when are you expecting to receive it, do you think?
Well, it could be within the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's going to be probably next year, is it, by the time it...
I would have thought so, yeah, but you never know. It could be in production by the autumn.
Yeah.
If they press the go button, there's no reason why not.
Yeah.
I mean, I've given it the thumbs up.
Yeah. So that's next out.
That'll be the next one. Yeah. The difference with that one, he'll have a Fishman Rarer pickup, but not the won't have the microphone. It won't be the blend one. Just be a standard pickup. Yeah. And it'll come with a gig bag. Right. So it's going to be more affordable, but also a lot of guitar for the money.
Yeah. As actually the vintage just
seems
to be able to do. It's just...
Oh, it's just ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, I go up there and I've recently acquired a Dan Electro, which I love, which I used last night at my concert. Sounds great, you know. And I've also got my signature Fret King model, which I love, which is I'll be honest with you, I feel a bit of a fraud here because I'm not an electric guitar player by any stretch of the imagination, but I can sort of make it work for me, you know. And then you listen to the greats like Clapton and Jeff Beck and Mark Knopfler, and you think, you're an imposter, Mr. King. Get out of here. Get out of here. Anyway, I feel very honoured and flattered that they want to put my name to these instruments. Yeah. But some nice things are happening this year. My biography is out in October.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And also a 3-track single to celebrate 40 years of a track I recorded called Heart Song. Right. That was my hit, if you like. I had 2. I had 2 hits. But that was the big one. And we're bringing out a digitally remastered version of Heart Song. And also there's an all-star version of Heart Song that was recorded in 1993. And that was with, was it 2000? No, 2003. With Brian May, Midge, Steve Howe, Rick Wakeman, Neil Murray. And that's being remixed. And also a new version of the Dodo Stream, which is what I played last night, which I used the loop station on. Yeah. And that's to coincide with the 40th anniversary of Heart Song and also the launch date of my biography. So some interesting things happening. There's still life in the old dog yet, folks.
Well, we were chatting about the album that you just donated.
Oh yes, thank you for reminding me.
No
yes,
problem at all.
I've just recently donated an album to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham, where I had 2 lots of major surgery 2 years ago. And it's called Heart Songs, funnily enough. And the all-star version, original all-star version, is on that album. And it means a lot to me. It means more to me than when it first came out, because it came out about 10 years ago and it was called Shining Morn. But we've repackaged it, put a new cover on it, new sleeve notes. It's a better album. It looks better, sounds better than when it first came out. And it's a delight to give something like that as a fundraising piece piece of merchandise for such a worthwhile charity. It's my way of saying thank you and giving something back, because I wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for those amazing surgeons, not just in that hospital but anywhere.
Yeah.
And these are the real heroes in this world of ours, you know. The nursing profession, firefighters, you name it, paramedics, not guitar players. Guitar hero. What? Get out of here. A hero, you just play the guitar and you love doing it. How lucky is that? Anyway, I could get off my soapbox on that one. Because occasionally I'm on a thing called Guitar Heroes at the BBC. You've probably seen it.
Yeah.
And they show a clip from like 1976 and it vaguely still looks like me, you know. But again, it's an honour to people to still remember that, you know.
Yeah. So the album, is it available to purchase for people online?
Yes, it is indeed. If you go to, it's hospitalcharity.org/shop.
Cool. And we'll get the link in
the
the description
link.
below.
The link is on my website.
Perfect.
And it only been out a week and it's sold over 100 copies, which I was pretty chuffed about. But we want to sell thousands. That's the plan. Keep it rolling.
Yeah. And the singles are, when are they due for release, did you say?
October 5th.
October 5th, in conjunction with the...
In conjunction with the book and the 40th anniversary of Heart Song.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to let you go because it's been a long old 2 days. So we're going to go and grab some coffee and
yeah, that'd be lovely.
have a look at some more guitars.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure to talk to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for taking the time.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you soon, no doubt, at the next.
I hope so. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Please God. Be well, folks.
I've been Adam for A Strings. This has been Mr. Gordon Giltrap, and we will see you very, very soon. Bye.